Hey, everybody. Thank you for coming to the Sisters of the Leaf Cigars 101 with Fat Ash Collection and Stickman Podcast. I'm the Reggie Kimball from the Stickman Podcast. And follow us on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify, as well as the Stickman blog. And don't forget our YouTube channel. So, yes, I am. I'm not repping my Stickman shirt today because I got my Stickman in the background. But I want to welcome you guys, and I'm going to hand it off to Sad here for a second. But I'm on cloud nine, so I know Toya's got some great content prepared for you guys today. And but first, I'm going to get it to Sad, and Sad, you take it away.
Very good. Thank you, Reggie. And I just want to say hello to everybody. And thank you for coming to our Sisters of the Leaf only. As you see, there will be no men. Here, we just want to do something, especially for the women, to increase your knowledge in the cigar lifestyle, cigars, and of the cigar community. And for those of you who don't know me, Cedric Dunson, the owner, founder, and creator of Phat Ash. And I'm hoping that each of you are enjoying the group and the page that we've assembled. And we have a lot of great things coming up in the very near future. Don't forget, if you don't have any Phat Ash gear, please check us out on the website, www.phatashcollection.com. There's also a pay later feature on the site for all products, not including the embroidery items. But with no further ado, I do want to introduce our host for tonight, Miss Toya Goody. I'm pretty sure that y'all see her quite often on the page and on IG if you follow her on IG. She is super duper great and fantastic. So I'm gonna, I guess I'm more so introducing to some and presenting to others. But Miss Toya is Brooklyn born, raised and bred, as she would say. She was a rebel child. She was one of those PKs. So you know what they say about PKs, right? But you can follow her on IG at Cigars Are Sexy, and that is her brand. She does have 2 adult daughters. She always loves a great laugh, a dirty joke, and she tells a lot of dirty jokes too. I'm just gonna tell you that too. She tells a lot of dirty jokes too. But anyway, traveling, British history, the color red, food, and of course she is an avid Falcons fan, even though she's from New York. Her business background is healthcare compliance and public policy for 20 years, and she's been a celebrity personal assistant and worked in the entertainment industry as well. Um, and one of the biggest, I guess, regrets that she has is that she wish she would have started smoking sooner, because she's really been a big fan and a great contributor to the cigar lifestyle. So without any further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Miss Toya, and she's going to present it to you in her own way. Reggie and I, we're going to go off camera. We're going to be off. I mean, Reggie's just going to monitor people as they come through the group, because this session is for you. So if you have any topics that you would love for us to discuss, please just inbox me, inbox Toya, because this is something that we're just going to do every other Sunday for the next little bit. So we're just going to try to cover a wide range of topics. Please feel free to invite others to join our call, because this is for you. So with that, Toya, you take it over, and I'm out of here until the end.
You're on mute. You're on mute. You're still on mute.
Hi, ladies. Hey, Nikki.
Okay, what about now?
Now we can hear you.
Okay, gotcha. Whew, too much in the Phat Ash cup. Thank y'all, everybody.
How you doing?
I hope everyone is doing great and having a good Sunday. I'm doing pretty all right. I am currently smoking a GTO painkiller. I don't know if anyone is familiar with it. This is my first time smoking it. It was gifted to me. It's pretty good so far, and I'm drinking some Bacardi rum Long Island iced tea with a little bit of ginger ale. So I'm feeling kind of nice. Got my family in town. They're with me for about a week. We're about to get this week uh, kicked off. So I'm sure everyone here is familiar with cigars, and we all like to smoke. But believe it or not, just in my conversations with talking to quite a few people, they are not familiar with the flavor wheel, and they don't know what it is. All they know is that, okay, well, I like this cigar. I like how it tastes. I like how it smells, and it's just amazing. But as we may or may not know, cigars are very complex, and that's what makes it unique. And that's what makes it a lifestyle. And it's part of a luxury lifestyle because they are handcrafted and they all have different characteristics that make it the way it is. So I just wanted to just briefly and try to keep it as simple as possible as to what the flavor wheel is. And it is quite complicated. It does have a lot of different layers and varieties to it, but the basics just follows our senses. And when we taste things, even for food, it's broken down into four categories, which is sweet, sour, salty, and bitter. And that's how the flavor wheel is built up that way as well. Those are the four basics that many of our cigars are created around, getting a little bit of flavors that will appeal to those four basic senses that we have and the taste that we have. So when I got started with cigars, the guy that got me into cigars, the first thing he asked me was, what kind of foods do you like? Like, are you a savory person or are you a sweet person? So I was like, why is he asking what I eat? What does this have to do with cigars? And there was a reason behind it. Because if you're new to cigars and you've never had the flavor of a cigar, depending on how you're paired and matched up, you may or may not get a good result. So if you're a sweet person like me and you tend to like more sweet things like candy and desserts and everything, and then if I give you like a flathead straight out the gate, you'd be like, wait a minute, this is way too overpowering for me. I don't like how this tastes. It's like bitter, it's strong. And that's not the first reaction you want to get. So when he asked me what I liked, he knows that I'm a big iced coffee drinker. So the first cigar that I had that he gave me was a Java Mint. And I loved it because it appealed to the sense of taste that I like, which is more sweet. And of course, he taught me that your palate will eventually develop and it will evolve and it will change. And he told me to smoke everything. And once he did that, now I can smoke a flathead and I can smoke a full body cigar without any issue. And I'm glad that my palate did evolve with the right training. So that's usually the first question I ask when someone is new to cigars, because I don't want them to get a put off first result or first opinion of a cigar, because I take cigars personally. I don't know about any of you, but it just bothers me when I hear someone say, well, I tried cigars and oh my God, it was just so nasty and I don't like how it tasted. And my first thing is like, okay, there could be a lot of different factors why the cigar wasn't good. It may not have been that the cigar was bad. It may not have been suited to your palate. It may not have been cut right. It may not have been toasted right. There's a whole lot of things that go into cigars, as we all know. It's a routine. It's almost like a religious experience in most cases. So it all starts with matching the cigar to what you like in your palate. Once you get that first taste, and you realize that's what you like, then pretty much even going forward, you can try hundreds of cigars. Usually you always go back to your first love. So your first cigar that you liked, you still may like it, but you just expand what you like, and your palate has evolved. And so that's the good thing about cigars. You know, you just kind of tune into what you like. Try everything. I was taught that from the very beginning. Try everything. Never let your tongue and your palate and your likes get stale by smoking the same cigar over and over and over again. You never want to do that. And that was the best advice that I've received. Smoke everything. Everything what's that you can, just try it all and see what you like. So has anyone had a cigar that, you know, they tried in the beginning and maybe they don't like it right now?
I've had quite a few, so I'm definitely a rookie. I probably
Mhm.
smoke a cigar once a year, and nobody's ever asked me anything. They just said try this, and I've had plenty that I didn't like, and I think that's why I don't really smoke that often, because I haven't been educated on selecting the right
Oh,
cigar.
okay.
And so I'm trying to learn as much as I can before I try it again. Because
Right.
I mean, it just, I don't, I'm just trying to think of the ones. I couldn't even tell you what they were. It's just what
Hmm.
people thought were good. And they said, try this one. I'm like, nah, so I was the one, like you said, that first experience was like, I don't know why people like this, but so many
Right.
of my friends smoke. And, obviously I've been around SETI a long time. And whenever, I have a party or something, everybody's smoking a cigar on my deck. So I'm like, maybe I need to give it another shot and see, at least try to educate myself and know what I'm doing before I decide, okay, this really isn't for me.
Right. And the
Because
one
I'm
thing you have
really
to keep is
intrigued when I see people smoking and pairing their drinks with a cigar. Like, I'm like, that like really is intriguing to me. They
right.
talk about what they're drinking with their cigar. I'm like, okay, I got the drink part down pat. I just need to match the cigar with it. So,
I know
anyway,
one for me was the acid, Cuba, I think it was. Um,
Hmm.
and I don't even. I was one of those people too who I didn't really know a lot about cigars.
Right.
So I just kind of ran and got something that was an inexpensive stick, a couple of inexpensive sticks. Not that that was one, but it was just one of the first ones I got. It. I kind of thought I would like a sweeter smoke too, because I like, I'm a coffee drinker. And, of course, I'm addicted to anything chocolate. So I thought I would like, something that was sweet, but I was kind of turned off by its sweetness, and I'm guessing it was because it wasn't just a sweet wrapper, it was a sweet in the smoke, and it just kind of turned me off. So that was one.
True. True. And that can happen. I mean, it and what you pair it with is always important. And I personally am not a big drinker. I'm starting to learn more about what to pair things with, especially with my cigars. Um, because I'm, like I said, I'm not really a big drinker, but when I go to the lounge, I would get a whiskey sour because my default drink of choice is an amaretto sour. I like a little sweet, a little sour, but I like a little flavor more sweet because that's just my natural food palate, period. I'm not a big like spicy, savory, salty fan unless I'm in the mood for something like that. I tend to go towards more sweet or more balanced. And I think when I did a review of I can't remember the name of it, but there was one cigar that I had reviewed a little while ago, and I was saying that it was overly peppery. It was very peppery in the first drawer, in the cold drawer. It was extremely overwhelming. And that was just my opinion. Now, someone else could smoke it and say, oh, well, I probably got a peppery taste from it, but it wasn't as overwhelming as me. And that is the great thing about cigars. It's a unique experience to everyone. It's either you like it or you don't like it. But the rule of thumb for me has been, even though I may not like a cigar the first time, I will wait, give it some time, and revisit it again. And in most cases, and sometimes it has been, I've liked it the second go around. There was a cigar, one of the Camachos. I'm trying to remember which color. When I tried it the first time, I was like, this is awful. absolutely awful. And when I was talking to my friend Gary that got me into cigars, I was telling him about my experience. He said, you know what? Give it time. Once you smoke other cigars and kind of calibrate your palate, you may like it again. And sure enough, I waited maybe like a month or so and I tried it again. I liked it. It was really good. So, I think everyone for the most part knows the cigars that I will not try, that I do not like.
Yes.
But under those circumstances, everybody likes them. But to me, it has a very medicinal taste to it, every one. And I've had a few, and I just realized that that particular one is not for me. I
That's
can't
why,
understand why people like them, but they keep making them and they keep smoking them. So that's just me.
Toya, I'm gonna tell
Yes.
you that. I think in Virginia, when I first kind of started smoking, guys told me that when you are pairing, because I know you were saying that you were having an issue with pairing your cigars to your or what, and it's very that's but as far as for it's always good to have something sweet because you got to keep your palate wet, and that's the whole.
Mhm.
If you don't keep your palate, and I know all of us don't throw up behind a cigar.
Yes, especially on an empty stomach. I tell everyone you must eat. If you have a full body cigar, you must eat. You cannot smoke on an empty stomach whatsoever, even if it's a mild flavor, even if it's a mild light body, medium full. You must eat something. Never ever smoke on an empty stomach. Never. That's rule number one.
Up on the Tatiana, thank you. I'm just saying.
Yes,
You
and I
throwing
like
up,
Tatianas,
I'm just
especially Groovy Blue.
now like I guess when I first started, that's when I started. I cannot smoke. I'm like I've graduated. I'm going back to kindergarten. I've graduated from the. I can't do Tatiana anymore, or that except Java Mint. Java Mint's my favorite too.
I think I've smoked it like a couple times since then, and it was different, but it wasn't different in a bad way. But I can tell that my palate had, graduated
Right.
since then. And that
Absolutely.
was, a couple years ago or so. And that was something I could smoke every day. But now at this point, because I have really stepped my game up per se, that's something I can't do every day. I have to be in the mood for it. Now, Fat Bottom Betty, now that is something I can smoke maybe twice a week.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that is just a tried and true as far as flavor. Cigar, that is something that I can indulge in and enjoy on a regular basis without ever getting tired of it. And it's all about having good balance. Whenever I smoke, no matter what I'm drinking with it, I always have water, always have ice water all the time. It is a necessity because some cigars, when you do that draw, it can
I,
be very, very dry. Like you said, Nick, um, you have to keep everything wet, because we all know dry is never good.
Ouch.
I walked right into that one.
Yes.
I knew, I mean,
I is never good. I don't care what it is.
It don't matter
never,
what's going on.
ever, ever good. It's not going to be a good experience whatsoever.
Hi,
And
welcome.
what is important? But, once you stick to your basic taste and you have an understanding of what you like, the basics, then building up to next level cigars of different strengths will be quite easy, I think, in my opinion.
I think I
But
went
you have to know what you like.
I went fast on. I graduated like I like, so fast. Like guy who had been smoking for like 20 plus years was like he didn't even understand how I was smoking full bodied within the time that I was. I was like, well,
Hmm.
rule breaker, so it ain't been nothing for me. But now it's like all I do is smoke full. I love full body.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I graduated pretty quickly too. I guess, I don't even know how it happened. It just, I think it was the underground note that turned me out.
Yes, I will
That
agree.
stick,
Like
I had that
the
stick, I was like,
underground,
whatever this is, I want this kind of stick.
right? The undergrounds, I love them. I love them, and I started smoking. Like I took off running. Like once he got me started, it was a no-brainer. Like I wanted to learn and try everything. I was trying to be like him, like because he is a big flat, flathead guy. So it was like, okay, well, I want to smoke that. Like I definitely want to try that. And I was like, okay, well, what is that? I want to see what that is. And when I tried it, I was like, whoo wee, this is a banger. And I was afraid at first. I was like, it just seemed intimidating. I told him, I said, I am definitely afraid of flathead. He was like, don't be afraid. Like you could do it. Try it. You could
Okay,
definitely do it. And I'm glad I did.
so again, I'm a rookie here. What is a flathead?
The flathead is made by CAO. It has a red band. I don't have any with me, but that's the name of it. And they have different ones with it. They have the spark plug and what is the other one? I know they have the flathead, like the 880, the spark plug. Nikki, do you know the other one? What is the other CAO flathead? Isn't there another one? I'm not really sure, but if you just look it up, the CAO flathead, it'll tell you the different ones. It's a box press, and also if you have the app, get a cigar scanner. Cigar scanner is a great help. It has helped me a lot with keeping track of cigars that I've tried. It lets you rate the cigar. It'll let you put it into like your virtual humidor. Cigars that you want to get information for, you can look it up, you can research it. It'll give you all the information of any cigar. You could just type in a few letters and it'll pull it up. But
So
getting back to understanding the flavor wheel and getting your palate adjusted, you have to understand about all the different elements that plays into the flavor wheel. So you have your plants, you got herbs and spices, which is like your cinnamon, your nutmeg, your earth taste. Like when I smoke the leaf, I taste a lot of earthiness, sometimes a little grit when I smoke the leaf by Oscar. Because I think that is the premise of it. It's supposed to have a very organic, earthy taste, and that's prevalent and obvious when you smoke that. And they have the fruits. Sometimes you taste like raisins and strawberries, cherries. I've had a few cigars that had those elements thrown in there. And there could be other flavors, elements in there as well, like coffee, cocoa, chocolate, vanilla, cinnamon. I usually would smoke it and try to guess everything in the flavor pattern. And then once I write down what I think is in it, I'll go and research the cigar and see what the manufacturer says. And I'll try to add up and see if I've been correct on if I had any hits or misses. Because you have your flavors and then you have your non-flavors. So you'll get either a dry or bitter taste from it when you smoke it. You'll get a lot of different complexities, and each part of the cigar will be different. So you can start off with a cigar and you may taste different things that your brain is trying to process what the flavors are, especially when you're smoking cigars for the first time. You just kind of jot it down and you think, you like, what does it taste like? It tastes like raisins. Am I tasting chocolate? Maybe cocoa, pepper, paprika, because that's part of your five senses. It's the cigar is communicating with your taste buds. So you need to find out what exactly is the manufacturer or the creator of the cigar wants you to taste. what elements did they use in the cigar, in the growing of this tobacco, that they want the smoker to experience? What kind of experience do they expect us to have? So the flavor wheel, because it has so many layers and it's very complicated, is good to get acquainted with, because you may not know everything that they put in the cigar that they want you to taste. But if you get just just an overall concept and understanding of what is included in the flavor wheel, when you start smoking different cigars, it'll start to make sense. And you can get the flavor wheel anywhere. You could just Google like cigar flavor wheel, and it has a breakdown of what it's supposed to taste like, or what you may or may not taste in a particular cigar. And it's very helpful, and it's helping me understand why I like cigars so much, because you get a different experience with each one.
So let me ask you a question about that. When you started off by saying if your friend asked you, what did you like, savory or sweet or whatever? So does that flavor wheel say my thing is savory? I'm not a big sweet eater. Does that flavor wheel say, okay, if you're savory, these are the cigars that you would probably like or you should try?
It can give you a suggestion when you look at the flavor wheel. But the thing is, since one cigar is never comprised of one particular flavor or element, all we can do is kind of guide you in a general direction. It's like a compass. It's not going to give you a step-by-step guide to, okay, you're only going to like this particular cigar, because there are hundreds of thousands of cigars out there on the market. So it's going to be impossible to direct you to one particular one. But if you're around someone that has smoked a lot and have smoked a variety of brands, just by getting those basic questions answered, it'll narrow it down to what you may prefer.
That's I go when I go to different country. I talk to other people.
Right.
I'm having a hard time
It's
hearing,
getting an
Nikki.
opinion.
I don't know. Is
Camera's
it just
going in and
me?
out in your
You're going in and out in your audio, and I'm missing.
yeah.
Like, is that just me?
No, it's mine too.
Oh, is
Uh,
it
Yeah.
my audio as well?
No, it's yours.
No, it's just Nikki. She's going in
Oh,
and out,
yes.
and
Yes, with Nikki, she's fading in and out. It's like every other word.
can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
But with travel, what it's like, whatever, it helps a lot. I know how to smoke.
Nikki, we're having some technical problems. We're having some audio problems with your sound.
Okay, go ahead.
It might be your signal.
Do that.
But I heard some of what you were saying about talking to other people in other countries. That kind of helps.
Yeah. Like because you know that they have a lot of cigars in the tobacco origin. It really just depends. Usually people that don't smoke cigars, the first thing they say, oh, well, is it a Cuban? Tobacco leaves are grown all over the world. We even grow tobacco here in the United States. It's the soil that makes the flavor of the tobacco and what we get. And it just so happens that in most countries, if it has a very volcanic ash, that helps the soil and that creates the great tobacco that we get in our cigars. So a majority of the cigars will come from Nicaragua, will come from Honduras. A lot of it could be from Ecuador, like the Ecuadorian wrapper. Also, Dominican Republic has great leaves and fillers for that. I mean, awesome tobacco. I'm a Nicaraguan fan. I find that my favorite cigars that I enjoy regularly are Nicaraguan. I mean, just Nicaragua is something with the soil and how they cultivate their tobacco. It's just amazing. It's delicious. They've figured it out what it takes, and they have the formula to create amazing cigars. So just a word to the wise that just because it says Cuban, unless you got it in Cuba and they grew it there, it's not Cuban. They can take the Cuban seed and grow it here or grow it anywhere there's soil and create a Cuban cigar. So, you know, you just smoke what you like and smoke everything. But getting a basic taste profile as to what you eat on a regular basis can kind of give you a direction as to what kind of cigar you would like. And you would try it and just smoke it and see how it reacts to your palate.
Hi, Sue. Welcome.
Who just joined in?
I had a question too, Toya. Just
Okay.
that when you started paying attention to the notes in the cigars, did that kind of help you with your pairing?
That did. It really did help me a lot because I'm still learning about what kind of alcohol I like. I find that bourbon tends to go really nicely with full body cigars. A nice bourbon blend seems to go well. Um, it really just depends on what you're smoking, what you're in the mood for. I like rum, even though I'm not a dark liquor person, but if I have my rum mixed with something, it enhances the flavor of my cigar. It enhances the experience, the flavor, everything. It brings out the flavor more to me when I smoke it with something. So it definitely helps. But either way, whether I have alcohol paired with my cigar or not, I'm just paying attention to the notes. And sometimes if it's a new cigar, I only like to drink water with it because I want to get a very clear and unbiased and uninhibited experience with what I'm smoking. Only after I've smoked it and I know that if I like it, then I'll pair it with something. But my very first time, I just do it straight with just water so that I get a very clear taste of what it is that I'm smoking, that I'm trying to figure out what's involved.
So that being said, with the stick you have tonight, with it being the first time you're trying it, what kind of notes are you picking up next?
This one because I'm talking, I'm smoking a little bit, but I haven't been able to decipher the notes and break it down as of yet, because I literally get into a zone when I'm trying a new cigar. Like I focus, I study cigars like I'm in school. I honestly have my notebook. I write down, I get focused, I turn off the music, I turn off the TV, and I get in a very Zen mode because I'm really focused. And, you know, I just want to make sure that I'm having a very clear understanding and interpretation of what the brand is trying to get me to taste. So this one, I just had it and I like it at first. I'm gonna do a review of it eventually. I'm not crazy about the wrapper, but so far it's okay. It's okay. I think it's gonna be good, but how good it's gonna be is hard to tell right now. Like I'm not crazy about the ash. The ash is not my favorite. I like a very layered, thick, put together ash.
Ash, Nikki. Okay, I see you. I got a little one coming. It's about.
I don't like nothing little. Nothing little.
You see why Nikki's my girl. See, that's my girl right there. We're kindred spirits.
It's the island, baby.
I know, right? It's a Caribbean thing. You wouldn't understand that.
Yes. Can you hear me better now?
And you know, the funny thing is, the only time I can really get a good cap is when I'm testing and reviewing a cigar. Only because I'm sitting perfectly still. I'm not distracted. I have time to focus on the cigar. But usually, I don't even pay attention to the cap because I can't win the ash contest. So who cares?
That part.
Right. Now, see, if I was in the ash contest, if I could be in the ash contest, then I could concentrate and really get my cap game right. But you know, hey, I'm
like an ash that can kind of hold its own. I don't know, you know, all that trying to hold it up right. I'm okay
right.
If I really want to try to hold, but I like an ash that can just kind of hold its own. Like this one, I have. I ain't trying to do nothing. I'm moving around. Sometimes I be moving, and the lightest little movement, the ash don't even be an inch, and it is just
right. And then it falls. I don't like that either because
that can hold its own. Ash.
Yeah, I just like a very strong, put together, well-constructed cigar. And all of that comes into play when you review it. Because to me, those are qualities that should be in a good cigar. Like, I don't think that the ash should fall over and you have to relight it every 10 minutes. If you sit it down and let it rest, even if it's for 5 minutes, it should maintain its light. Like, I will, you know, give a cigar a demerit for something like that. Because I needed to stand. I needed to be, you know, long lasting and have some longevity while I'm smoking it. Because in a perfect world, you're not going to be able to sit in and tote the cigar. You may have to put it down for a second, run to the ladies' room, bathroom or something. So you don't expect to have to relight it and clean it out and start all over again just by running to the ladies' room. You know, it should be able to keep and maintain its temperature so that you could just pick up where you left off.
Absolutely.
I think I learned.
Yeah, I mean that's important to me.
I think I learned that about the lighting of it. Sometimes that's going out so easy and so early can be because of the way you lit it. So yeah.
Yeah, and you know that always comes with trial and error because I think I had mentioned before that I found out that with the leaf, whenever I smoke the leaf, I always use a punch in most cases, but I always light it with a match. I don't know for some reason, but when I use the match, it gives me a very clean, very pure smoke. I don't have a problem with relighting it or anything of that nature. I don't have any issues with that at all. But then you have some people that say, well, you should always use a match. But that's not always convenient because if you're in your car or something, you can't light a match. And that's why they created torches.
Yeah.
So, you know,
the cedar sticks are really good too.
Yeah, I like the cedar sticks.
Yeah, cedar sticks are really good.
I've never used that one.
Cedar sticks are awesome.
Like mine, cedar.
Yeah, it's a really good way to do it too. It's better than the big lighter.
Yep, sure is.
Really? I'm gonna have to try that because I've seen a few people use it.
Hi, Nikki.
That's what I wanted to try.
Hi, Mia.
So what you smoking?
Hey, Sue.
Hey, baby. Hi, Toya. Asylum 880.
I knew it was something big.
Come on, you already know what she's smoking. That's what she smoke all the time.
Nice.
Right.
I'm trying to get it right. Shit. It's smoking uneven. I hate that.
Right.
God, dog, I'm gonna let it, like you said, I'm gonna let it rest for a little bit.
Right. Just let it rest.
Smoking it too fast. Slow down.
That's what it is. I'm chiefing. I'm chiefing.
Yeah, slow down. That ain't no blunt, sis. That is not no blunt. Slow down. God damn.
I know. I gotta stop
you
that.
You gotta pace yourself, Sue. You gotta pace yourself.
I know. I be so excited and shit.
And I'm gonna tell y'all, Toya, I know this is about the flavoring, but to piggyback off of what Mia was talking about with her cuts and stuff of that nature. So I was gifted this little gift a couple days ago, and it's a straight cutter.
Oh yeah, those are good.
It has the hole in the middle, so if you're smoking a torpedo or whatever, it's when I tell you I ain't did a V cut since I got this.
Really?
I love it.
Yeah.
It's the best.
That is good.
It's a really good one.
Mm-hmm.
But see, the thing is, I like variety with my different cigars, and it really just depends on what kind of mood I'm in.
Absolutely.
So I never have a cigar where I have the same cut for each one, and I guess that's why I have so many cutters. Sometimes I want a crown cut, sometimes I want a punch. I even have, I have the guillotine straight cut, but then I also have the one with the backing, so to make sure I don't cut too deeply.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, that has happened to me one time, and the whole thing unraveled. Trial and error, it happens to the best of us. But I definitely don't want that to happen again. So certain cigars, it's just a habit of cutting. Like when I have the torpedo, I like a nice deep V cut. But the only problem with that is sometimes with the V cut, you may have to put like you may have to open it up a little bit.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that I don't like.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a little tool for that, and I'll just create a little opening just to open it up. And if the cigar is wrapped very tightly, that can happen.
Busting your jaw.
Yes. You like, okay, where is the pull? Like, why can't I get any pull out of this? Like, what is going on?
Right.
And you don't want to keep blowing out that carbon and have all that wasted air, because you're just wasting a good cigar. Like all that time is going by. So yeah, I wish I could just narrow it down and just stick to one cut or anything. But it's the Gemini in me. I get bored with routine easily. So I like variety and trying different things. Just do different stuff. Just depend on what my mood is.
Yeah. I mean, that was new for me, so I like it. I mean, and I love my V cut. I always keep it right next to me wherever I'm at. That V cut right there. But
that's a nice V cutter too.
Yeah, it is very nice.
Remember, I said somebody stole my shit and they didn't steal it. I just was drunk and I didn't know where it was.
Oh, Lord.
But I found it and I got another one, so now I got two. So yeah. But it's all about that cut and that draw. That's what makes it,
That's
what
it.
bad.
That's it.
Now, one thing I will say about this cigar that I do like, it has a very I have to stop saying the word very so much. Every time I listen back to my videos, I keep saying, why do I keep saying that word so much? I'm rusty. I love the smoke. I'm all into the smoke effects. I like the intake and the output intrigues me. This cigar definitely has that. It is it's very, very good. It definitely has a smoky beginning, and I'm in the middle, and the flavor is getting richer. It keeps getting very intense, but the intensity is not a bad intensity. It's mellowing out, but the flavor is coming together. So it's a smoky, I wouldn't say a charcoal, because charcoal is not the best smell. And since you can't taste charcoal, but it's not that like a charred taste, but it's a very deep, smoky flavor. This is more like, I would say earthy, maybe earthy, but the smoke output is amazing. Like all I need is no lights and just like a candle in the background. And I think the smoke would just a great picture.
Nikki, what you smoking? That's a nice ash. Huh?
Yeah.
That's that grown ash bigger.
I like that. That's a nice ash you got there, buddy.
Yeah, that's that grown ash bigger. It's I'm a grown ash like rep now. I might as well say I'm loving them, and I've been smoking them for a while, even before I started really, really smoking them. So I love it. It's all their cigars are pretty much full bodied anyway. So that was a good thing, because I'm a full body smoker. So, but yeah. So we're gonna see
that ash.
To see what the strength is for this.
Yeah, as soon as you talk about too much, it's gonna fall. So stop. Yeah.
Okay.
I know mine getting ready to fall any minute now.
Yeah.
Any minute.
Yeah. Yes.
So I'm smoking this with rum, and the more I take a sip and the more I smoke, I like it even more.
And what you smoking?
I'm smoking a GTO painkiller.
Yeah, painkillers are straight. They straight.
Yeah.
Good smokes. I smoke them a lot. They're good.
This is my first time.
The whole line is good. Definitely.
Yeah, you're not lying about that smoke output.
Yeah, it's all about the pictures. It's all about that the smoke effects.
Absolutely. Put them in the
But
cloud.
I had got this about a few days ago. So I have a few more and I'm gonna let them sit. But because we were doing the podcast today, I wanted to smoke something new so I can kind of experience, when I have y'all here instead of smoking my usual, because I had a diesel rabbit hole, which I love. I love diesel. That's my favorite one.
Diesel, that's what I want to try. I want to try that.
I love it. I love it.
Very popular, huh?
Yes, it is amazing. I mean, besides this one, and it's even better than the Macanudo bourbon one.
Wow.
Even though I do like that, but there's really only one cigar that tops all of them as far as a quote unquote infused cigar that I've had. And that can only be found by Watchman Cigars. Watchman Cigars has a bourbon line, and if you I think you have to be in a Charlotte area to go to Frugal McDougal that sells it, or I think you could get it directly through him. But he has this bourbon one, and when I tell you, I have not had a cigar where you get the bourbon flavor from the time you toast it to the time you get up to the nub. I smoked that cigar up to my nail. I couldn't even put my tongue, a tooth around it. It was so torn.
That's when that thing good, when you about to burn them acrylics off.
Yes. I mean, it was about to melt my gel off, Nikki.
Yes.
So if you ever happen to be in the Charlotte area, go to Frugal McDougal, or I believe you could go to Watchman Cigars, Leon Tanner. He is the most humble guy, Black-owned business. That is his cigar line. He has different cigars within that line, but his bourbon one, baby, that formula right there is on the money.
Now, have any of y'all ever
bourbon cigar I've had?
Any of y'all ever tried to infuse your own cigars?
No.
I tried it one time.
How did it turn out?
It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. But see, I'm not the person that's gonna have like cigars just sitting in my humidor. Bitch, I smoke.
Right. Exactly.
I smoke.
Yes.
And
I smoke mine. I don't want
to
have
have
it, but I have to make myself
for 3 to 4 months. Bitch, what?
Exactly. I can't do that. I can't let mine age.
I don't even understand that train of thought. Like, what?
Me neither.
Like, the only way it sit that long is if I'm on the road and can't smoke. And I mean, we make color.
Right. I was about to say, I mean, but you know what, Nick? But as much as I like to say that, especially when I have a cigar and I'm really eager to try it, that's why I get more than one, because I'm so eager to try it with the Empress Cut. Remember, I did the first review with the Empress Cut, and honestly, and this is just a God honest truth, I was not a fan when I first got it. But I said, I have to follow my own advice. Let me wait. I put it in my humidor. I let it sit for about 2.5 weeks. When I tried it again, I enjoyed it a whole lot more. But if it's a cigar that I like, I buy more than one because I want to try it. Like, I don't want to sit it in my box. Like, I want to smoke it.
Yeah.
That's why I have to keep buying so many, because I don't give it a chance to age. And I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, but it's like a new toy, like your new car. You don't want it just sitting in the garage aging. Like, no, I want to get out there and put the key in and let's go.
Yeah. Real talk. I don't see how they do it. It sounds good, but I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm not gonna sit up there and let nothing sit for I don't let nothing sit for 2 months, 1 month. Shit,
me neither.
Even 1 week.
I'ma smoke that bitch.
Yes.
Right.
Be all in it. Since now this is an admin Zoom.
Right.
No, this is not.
It's okay.
See,
that's all right.
Behavior.
That's all right.
I'm on my absolute best behavior. But I'm hoping that with just the basic information with the flavor, we'll just get an idea of how we can implement the knowledge of the flavor wheel and the different flavors, tastes, smells that go into creating what the cigar is. It'll help us tune in our palate. For those of us that want to smoke different ones, of course, like Sue, you have the ones that you like and that's cool. But there are other people that are trying cigars for the first time. And so if you get a chance to Google the flavor wheel, you can look at it and you can either save it, refer to it next time you smoke a cigar, and just take notes and just check it off and see. Be like, yeah, that's what I tasted. I was tasting this. Because once you see it and then you smoke the cigar, you'll be able to put everything together. Everything will start making sense. You'll be like, oh yeah, I do taste a little orange. I do taste some cranberries and raisins and coffee. It's different things. You'll be surprised. You definitely be surprised. All of the senses will become aligned.
How I choose my cigars, and there's no method to it. I literally go into my cigar shop and I just walk around and I say, okay, I ain't smoked that one yet. Let me pick that up. I ain't smoked that one yet. Let me pick that up. Oh,
that's how you do it, Nikki?
Yeah. Oh, the colors on that pretty. Let me pick that one up. And that's how I do. And it's if it works for me, if it works for me, it works. If it doesn't, but they have also a key in my cigar lounge cigar spot where they'll say, okay, these are the flavor cigars.
Yes.
These are cigars. These are the full body. So that's how I kind of do. And then I also, by being in Phat Ash and all these other groups, you look at what people smoking. And it's oh, damn, they always smoking that. Let me try that and see how that is.
Let me try
and that's
it.
What I know. You know what I'm saying? So it's about trial and error. We ain't gonna light every cigar that's out there.
It's true.
We're just not. So it's you literally have to go and just, it costs. You know what I'm saying? Everything costs. But I'm because my cigar bill at least about $400 to $500 a month off rip.
Easily.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's why I ain't got no hair, because it's $25 every month. So we don't cut some of them bills out.
You're so crazy, Nikki.
and it is true too, and that's one of the great assets of being in a true cigar group like Phat Ash. And this is just being honest. I'm slightly biased, but in all honesty, the thing is with Phat Ash, because we all have different elements and different years and layers of experience, we are constantly learning on a daily basis about what we like. We see, and we know several people in the group, they smoke something different every day. And I'm taking notes. I'm like, oh, what's that? How is that? How do you like that? What is that, flavor component like? And then I make a note and I use a cigar scanner and I put that on my wish list. And I'll go to, a cigar shop and I say, do you have this? I want to try this and try that. And it's also good when you go to your store and they have the description. I go by that. I also look at the wrapper. I'm attracted by the presentation. Absolutely. I like that when they have double bands and they put the satin around, like my father sometimes have the satin band at the foot. I like the presentation. I like to see that I'm spending money. This is a luxury item. I'm spending money and I want to see that you put a lot of work in the craftsmanship of this cigar. When I'm looking at it, I'm looking at the color. I want to make sure that it's uniform, that it's not cracked. It's little or no sheen to it. It has to appeal to my eyes first.
That's how I ended up smoking Leaf, because of how that joker looked. I was like, man, I
want to try the Woody.
Very rugged.
It's
very rugged.
That's a long one. Super long.
She liked them big old things. Goddamn.
I do.
I like but she's like me because I like Lanceros and I like Churchills, the Macanudo Portofino. It's very long and elegant, and I like that shape. I really do appreciate that shape because I think it looks like my hands. So I like that shape. But then sometimes I want to try that Woody. Man, quote unquote masculine looking cigar because it's just boss.
And I'm gonna tell you this, with me, like I said, with me traveling and I'll go, I know this is on the internet now, I don't care. So who gonna check me? But when I go to these lounges and they're like, most lounges I go to, because where I might be in the Midwest, it ain't no black people. You know what I'm saying? So it's all white people, and they're old white men. And when I walk in there, they already intrigued because they seeing a black woman look like for the first time in that element.
Exactly.
And then when I walk into the humidor and they're like, "Oh, let me let you know what's good," I said, "Baby, I know this." You know what I'm saying? I said, "But if you know something that I don't know, intrigue me, because I know I don't know everything."
True.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but I love it. And then, like, even though I have my AirPods in, I be in my zone, they want to talk. They trying to figure out why is this black woman in here smoking cigars? Like, where they do that at? Bitch, come down south. We're gonna show you where they do it at.
And in most cases, the women,
That's right.
we have more.
Let them know, Nikki. Let them know.
Already, baby.
And and you know what? Somebody asked me. They said, "Well, what is it about cigars that you like?" Like, you know,
relaxes the fuck out of me.
A lot of us have that old notion that cigars is only those smelly things that our grandfathers smoked.
Right.
No.
And
but I used to think that though. I did used to think that.
And back then it wasn't the most pleasant smelling that we smell, because my grandfather smoked cigars and pipes. And I can tell you, even from my remembrance, it was not the best smelling thing that I've smelled. But so when someone asks me, well, what is it about cigars? Like, of all things that you would like, well, I don't understand the appeal. I was like, let me tell you something. In corporate America, in our business, in our world, in our everyday life, we are always going to be a minority as women of color. We are going to be a minority. But when I walk into a lounge, or when I walk into a brick and mortar and I'm in that humidor and I'm standing next to someone, at that point in time, we are equal. You know why? Because we are in the same establishment, and the goal is to buy a cigar. When I walk into a lounge and I pull up my seat and I pull out my box and my tools and I open it up, and you know, everyone's looking, because we all do. We get on the side. You want to see what they got in the box. You want to see their tools. Do they have a Goody torch? Do they have a cutter and all of that? At that point in time, me as a woman of color, we are equal. And in most cases, I'll probably have a better collection of tools and sticks in my box than the guy next to me. He could be smoking 25 years. So the cigar world has evened and leveled out the playing field. Right now, we're all coming in through the gate. We're equal right now. And then we can sit and talk, and we're not separated or divided by who you voted for, what kind of neighborhood you live in, what kind of car you drive. Right now, we have one thing in common. We love the
cigars.
Yeah.
It's all about the cigars. And that's what I love. It's not about gender. And of course, you know, when they see women coming there, they be like, oh, okay, she'll probably get some Tatiana, she'll probably get some.
That's what they always think.
There and look cute.
Even go
and then you pull out your asylum.
No.
When I pull out this big boy, they be looking like, what?
Yeah, they be looking. They be like, oh, okay. Then they ask you questions. They try to test the temperature. Be like, is she really a cigar smoker, or she just here just to, you know, profile, take pictures? And that's to let people know. Listen,
no, your girl over here. I stay
smoker.
Looking, gutter looking. I always be looking like I'm thugged out and everything everywhere I go. So when I walk in, bitch, they say we don't sell Black and Milds.
Fuck you.
Right? I was like, what? I said, listen here. No. We not. I don't want no motherfucking Black and Milds.
Exactly.
Right.
We not about that.
That's an insult.
They always, and I tell you, I get that a lot.
That's
but
an
it's
insult.
cool. It's cool. I'm like, but I got on a whole fat ass shirt with a big old cigar across my damn chest.
Right.
Why would you think I want a Black and Mild, sir?
Right.
Don't play with me. I'm about to light the bitch up in a whole nother way. We're not doing that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I get it, and it's fine, it's cool. I was like, well, I'm from the South. I said, I'm new to the cigar game too. I only been in this for about 3 years. I was like, but trust and believe, I know I want no motherfucking Black and Mild.
Oh, a damn Tatiana, the potpourri. That's potpourri.
Right. As soon as I'm telling you, I don't care what nobody say. If you in the cigar lounge and you light up a groovy blue, somebody gonna say, somebody lit up a groovy blue. Bitch, that is one thing. Everybody knows.
Right. You're right.
That's true.
Because but you know, honestly, the only time I will light up and get a Tatiana is if I'm in a rental, because I don't want it to smell like cigar. I want it to smell like, you know, like air freshener or something.
It's a beautiful
I want to
scent.
smoke something, but I don't want the smell in there. So if I'm in a rental, I always get a rental with a sunroof. I'll open the sunroof and I will get a Tatiana because I mean, it's not going to leave an offensive smell. It's not going to smell,
not at all.
Like the leaf or anything like that. No one's going to think anything.
Smells good though.
So yeah. I think I may have a leaf tonight because I really truly enjoy it. But yeah, it's 8:07. So
we done. We got to switch over to the inbox now.
No, I would just say, I just want to make sure that everybody that tuned in got just like a basic knowledge of the flavor wheel, because it's great if we just study it, and the more we smoke, we can identify all the flavors on a more educated level.
Yes.
Because
I'm gonna tell you this here. I'm gonna tell you this, and I'm not trying to gas you up because I don't gas people up. That's not my job. I'm not a gasser upper.
Right.
I'm a truth teller.
Yes, you are.
So I'm gonna tell you this. I've never cared what was in these cigars. All I know is when I smoke one, it keep me off people's ass. You understand me? And so, but with the information that I've got from you today, you make me want to do better. You make me want to go say, okay, no, I smoke this cigar not because it's gonna keep me off your ass right now, but it's it's mixed with this right here, this right here, and this right here. And then with those flavors mixed together, it calms me down. It brings me from 100 down to about 50.
Right.
So that's what I understand, because I know I smoke to keep me
right.
Me too.
Same here. Same here.
My job keep me up here. So I need
to come on Lord. Yes, it do.
So I mean, that's what it does for me. Like this, in about 12 hours, I'm gonna be on the road coming to Texas.
Oh, all right.
So I don't drunk enough liquor today. That's why I'm on that water right now. I gotta come back.
I got you.
But yes, since you did it, I mean, I thank you, because I mean, I said,
thank you, Toya.
What a flavor wheel was.
I say, I'm new to the whole flavor wheel thing myself, and just but I know a lot of people who, like Nikki was saying, I know a lot of people who've been smoking 10, 15 years, and they couldn't tell you a note. So because it's a knowledgeable thing, and I want to gain knowledge about cigars.
Right.
I appreciate somebody kind of helping me along the way and to understand what it is.
Thank you, Toya. I appreciate that.
Thank you so much. You did a great job.
And anytime, we all learn from each other, and I'm very appreciative that everyone that joined in was receptive to what I had to say, because I'm a work in progress. This does not come naturally to me, but I just wanted to make sure it was the information that I was giving you was something of personal experience, things that I study and do when it comes to cigars, because I'm really serious about cigars. I don't want to just sit and smoke every day. I want to be able to be around more experienced people and be able to discuss different levels of cigars and get information and build up on the knowledge, because it is a great thing that we're a part of. And because we are still considered a minority, just overall for men and women, we're people of color in this industry that is dominated by people that don't look like us.
Right.
So we don't want to,
we took over.
Right.
Absolutely.
We just don't want to just spend our money and buy these things. And yes, we do enjoy them, and there's nothing wrong with that. But we need to be an informed consumer. We need to know what exactly we're smoking, where does it come from, the manufacturer, and then we can make better decisions on what we like and know exactly all the components of what we enjoy on a daily or regular basis.
And I think for me, if considering, like, I've had more people in my DM who don't smoke, who have saw pictures of me and videos of me smoking where they're like, you make that shit look so cool.
Yeah.
You do make it look cool, Nikki.
You should.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm just doing me.
Right.
I'm a cool motherfucker. I'm just saying. But I'm just trying to do me. And I mean, and like, a lot of me like, man, like when I went to my homeboy house and when he was like, I got some cigars because, you know, like I said, you make it look so good. This joker had a big old Tupperware jug full of cigars. He ain't had no clue what he was buying, just bought a whole bunch of cigars. And I'm sitting
taking
like,
them all.
I'm like, I know you're not going to smoke all of this. I know you're not. But it was cool because I'm like, because of me, he started that. And I love it.
Wow.
You know, and he suffered from so many mental stuff that it's like, you need, like, if you're going to smoke weed, smoke that too, bitch, you're going to be feeling good.
Yeah.
You know, and that's how he's like, he thanks me every day for introducing him into the cigar game.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
And I have quite a few people, guys in the group that I've invited to the group. Some of them really hadn't smoked at all. And because they see me smoke on a regular basis, they're like, man, you make that look so smooth, so cool. What is that about? And I'm listen, try this, try that. They ask me, well, what do you recommend?
From cigar mistresses too.
Yes. Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you, it gets to the point where you don't even wanna. If y'all boot up, you boot up. But I'm saying, if you are single, you don't even want no dude who don't smoke cigars.
I don't. True. I don't.
Like, how you gonna be sitting next to me? I'm smoking a cigar and you drinking out of sippy cup, like.
Not the sippy cup, Nick.
That doesn't go together.
We we look harder than them. You know what I'm saying? Because we over here bossed up, and you drinking out of sippy cup, like it don't even go together.
No, you got a cigarette. Come on now.
A sippy girl.
That damn cigarette down. Put that shit down.
No,
and,
we don't.
And you know what? And you know, you'd be surprised at how many people put cigars and cigarettes in the same category, and they are two totally different things. I told them, I said, I guarantee you cannot go to the Newport factory and let them show you how they make that cigarette.
Right.
We can hop on a plane with our passport and go to Nicaragua and do a tour with U.S. States and go there. And we can see the tobacco being grown, go out there, go to the room and see how it's dry, and then go to the other room and they roll a nice cigar right in front of you and they say, here.
Where we going? When we going?
You can't beat it.
When we going? I need some more stamps on my passport. When we going?
Oh no, we going. As soon as this COVID thing calm down and everyone get this vaccine. Because that is one tour that I want to do. I definitely want to go to Nicaragua to SLE.
Okay.
Yeah, that's on my list for sure.
Yeah, we and you know what? And if we go, if us in a Phat Ash, if we get a trip to go, you know our trip is gonna be bomb because we all get along. We're pretty much the same. Our personalities mesh.
Yeah,
we just gonna have a good time. I already know.
Reggie, what are you coming out here for? We doing too much. We done.
I know. Listen, before Reggie cut us, y'all. Before he cut us,
y'all want me to go
ahead and tell them for those people who are gonna come and rewatch. Go ahead and let them know where they can get some Phat Ash gear. Behind them.
So of course I'm wearing my Phat Ash gear. Absolutely. www.phatashcollection.com. If you're not a member of Phat Ash, I don't know what you're waiting for. Stop wasting your time with those other groups that just talking about all kinds of stuff. In Phat Ash, we are real cigar smokers. We love the lifestyle. We love the leaf. We love everything regarding cigars. That's what we talk about. Cigars and liquor. That is what Phat Ash is about. We play no game, straight, no chaser. What are you waiting for? Tell your friends, even if they don't smoke cigars, bring it up in Phat Ash. Bring them to us because
let them know. Let them know, Toya.
We can break it down. We are sisters in here of all races, all levels of life. But one thing we have in common is we know our cigars and we make it look damn good. We have the best looking females that are true cigar smokers in Phat Ash. Make no mistake.
Already.
And if you all aren't subscribed already to the Stick Men podcast, please subscribe now. While you're watching this, do not hesitate. You already watching. You might as well go ahead and subscribe. It's free. Stop playing with yourself. Subscribe.
That's right.
Oh, and shout out to Reggie. Thank you, Reggie and Cedric.
Yeah.
I just want to say Thank you for this opportunity. I'm so grateful, and I'm definitely humbled. For this platform, for allowing me to speak to everybody. This is a really big deal for me, and I'm grateful. I respect you all. I look up to both of you, and thank you so much for this opportunity. I definitely appreciate it. I'm very grateful. Thank you.
Great job, Toya.
Great
Awesome.
job, Toya. Woo woo.
Awesome stuff, Latoya. Thank you. Thank you,
Taking
everybody.
my spot.
All right. Well, from the sounds of that, I
Bye-bye.
mean, I guess Toya, I guess you really did a great job. We greatly appreciate you, and we have many more of these events coming. So y'all just get your stuff together. And Deb just showed up to the crib.
Miss Deb.
Yeah, Miss Deb just showed up to the crib. So I'll probably I'll hit y'all up with the video messenger in a little while, so we can hit y'all up. But again, thank you, great job, and I appreciate y'all. And we out of here.
Great job, Toya.
All right.
Mwah.
Thank y'all.
Bye.
Night, good people.
Take care. Have a good
Bye,
night.
babies.
All right.
Okay.
Bye-bye.